Hey y'all, so it's me Alexandra, and today I am back with a new video, and today I will be filming a requested video, which is a update on this hair that I cannot stop playing with. So a couple weeks ago I reviewed this hair. This is the It's a Wig Dara Unit. Of course, this is not how it looked in that video. I did straighten this wig out. I will get to that, but first somebody in the comments requested that I do a 1 week update, and then somebody else also contacted me on Instagram and asked me like how this wig is holding up. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me film my update. I've been wearing it consistently for about a week and a half, but I did wear it on and off a few times before that. So total, I feel like I've worn this hair for about 2 weeks. So I'm gonna say this is like a 2-week update. So in that video, just a little recap, when I filmed my first unboxing and review, y'all saw that I really liked the hair. It just looked super nice on me and I just loved it. I loved the hairline, just loved the texture of the hair, the feeling, the look, and everything. I said that it did shed and it did tangle, but it wasn't anything excessive. In that video, everything seemed like it was perfect. And 2 weeks later, okay, actually not, this is not 2 weeks later. This is actually, I've had this unit for about a month, but I've only been wearing it for about 2 weeks. Actually, no, I've had this unit for almost 2 months, but I've only worn it for about 2 weeks. So I don't know if that really affects it, like just keeping the wig without wearing it. I don't know if that affects the wig or not. So I've had it for 2 weeks, kind of opened, and then actually been wearing it for, no, I've had it for 2 months, like opened, and then I've been wearing it for 2 weeks, so just keep that in mind. So first things first, when I first started consistently wearing the wig, it was still gorgeous for the first, so what I did was the first week of consistently wearing it, I wore it in its natural state. Like I didn't do anything to it. I wore it how it came out in the box, and I wasn't planning to do so. What happened was I was planning to wear it natural for the first couple days, and then I was going to curl it with flexi rods to give you this nice, like, you know, kind of wand curl look. But one thing about this hair is it does not hold a heatless curl at all. What I did, I was planning to film a whole video on how I curl my hair with flexi rods, and it didn't hold a curl at all. So what I did is I took sections of hair, sprayed it with water, applied some mousse, and then curled it around the flexi rod very tightly, let it air dry overnight, took it out in the morning, and y'all, the hair curl pattern was the exact same as the way it comes naturally, and I was upset. It did not hold a flexi rod curl at all. So if you're trying to do the heatless stuff, it doesn't hold. So I was forced to wear it natural for the whole week because I don't own a flat iron and I don't own a curling iron, and the only thing I really own is a blow dryer because on my natural hair I don't flat iron it, I don't curl it. If I'm curling it, it's twist out spreads, you know the deal. So I didn't have that to straighten it at the time, so I was like, well, I'm gonna be forced to wear it natural. So after about, I want to say about 4 days of wearing it natural, the ends did start to like frizz up, kind of like get a little bushy, not kind of, but not really anything really bad. But as the days go on, it did kind of get a little worse and worse. It started to just look like I don't really have any image, but it started to look like a little bushy on the ends. And what I would do is I just comb it really good, and then I would apply some mousse to it. This was the mousse. I just got this at Target. I was using this every day. What I would do when I wore it natural was I would wake up in the morning, comb it out really well, and then apply some of this mousse to really just smooth everything out. And I really loved this stuff. It did get rid of the frizz on the ends temporarily, and then on the whole hair, just in general, it just smoothed out the hair and really just kept the curls looking good. So I was using this, I was abusing this, if anything. When it started to get frizzy, when it started to get messy, I would just throw some mousse on it. It's lightweight, it kind of has a nice light hold, and it really did like smooth down that frizz. And also I was using that on the roots to smooth it down because, like I said, I didn't own a flat iron. So just naturally, when I was wearing it before I got frizzy, what would happen is I noticed that the curls would clump. Like as you know, the wig comes in these like loose waves, and the waves would kind of clump if you didn't brush it out every couple hours. So like after I brush it out and I would wear it out for a couple hours, I would come to look at my hair and the curls would just clump. Like it would just be a clump of curls like this in the wavy curl, and there's nothing really bad about that. It just kind of made the wig look less full, so I would always have to just kind of brush it out just to give it its fullness again, because otherwise it would just clump into a whole bunch of curls, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't bad, like I said, it just I like my hair to look full. I don't really like, it would look like I needed to brush through my hair basically. Like it would look clump. After a week I decided I was going to wash it just to see if it would kind of get rid of the frizz and kind of see if I could revive it. I did film that and I will post how I washed the wig and stuff like that. I will post that later. I figured you guys wanted to see this first. But I did wash the wig and it washed and stuff really well, but there was still some frizz at the ends, and so I tried to do like a little braid out on it and then tried to steam it to see if that would help. It did take the curl of the braid, but the ends were still frizzy, so I decided, you know what, I give up. I blow dried it out and then I decided to borrow one of my friend's straighteners and I just flat ironed this hair out. And honestly, I feel like this hair can really just speak for itself. It flat ironed really well. I flat ironed it on 350 to about 370. I kind of just kept alternating. I started with 350 and then raised it to about 370. The packaging does say that this wig can take heat up to 400 degrees, but I didn't want to test it because I was like, I don't want to test it. I don't want the hair to burn. It's not really super curly anyways naturally, so it only took a few passes to really get it straight, and as you can see, it is pretty straight, guys. It's pretty darn straight. So I mean, and honestly, in straightening it did get rid of the frizzy ends. Oh, I did trim off about a ½ an inch of frizzy ends just because I was like, it was looking, when I washed it, I could see like it was looking straggly when it was wet when I washed it, so I just cut off about ½ an inch, because if it's looking straggly while wet, then imagine what it looks like when it's dry. So I just cut off literally no more than ½ an inch. So, and then I straightened this out and it got rid of the frizzy ends too, because there was a little bit more frizz, and straightening it just really revived the ends. It revived the whole entire wig. Like this is like, literally it looks like a whole new wig. People asked me if it was the same hair because it literally looks like a whole new wig. Like it's, I mean, and look at this. I mean, it has this natural glossy shine, not like a synthetic shine, but it just looks like, oh, it looks so good. And it straightens really well. And I've been wearing it straight for 2 days and it hasn't reverted. It did try to revert a little bit in like the middle, but it's pretty much taking the straightness really well. And also tangles and shedding. It does tangle and shed. I mean, it's not anything like excessive, but it's going to tangle and it's going to shed. I found that when I straighten this hair out, I got significantly less tangles. Like I can really run my fingers. I mean, every now and then I get stuck somewhere, but I can really, like right there, I get, you know, kind of, but the tangles are significantly less now that it's straight. Like even the inner side, okay, so I forgot to mention this too, after a couple days of wearing it natural, the nape area, the inner wig part, like this whole inner side did start to tangle, as I expected, as I heard other people talking about just with synthetic wigs in general, that the nape area tends to tangle, and it did tangle in it. But all I would do is, again, in the morning, just really brush it out. But I found that when I ran a flat iron through the nape area, the tangles again significantly decreased. It does still tangle just a little bit in the nape area, but it has significantly decreased. I mean, I feel like when I flat ironed this hair, it just completely revived this hair. Now I'm extremely obsessed with it. I was gonna come on here after a week of wearing it natural saying that it wasn't really that much worth it and that you should buy a human hair wig instead. But now that I have straightened this hair out, my opinions of this hair completely changed. Like I said, I've only been wearing, like I said before, I've only been wearing this straight for 2 days and I'm obsessed, so I don't know how it is. I feel like I'm going to have to like re-flat iron the ends every couple of days just to keep them not frizzy, and I feel like I'm gonna have to gradually trim off maybe like a ½ an inch every 2 weeks or so, just because the ends will get like really frizzy, I feel like. But I don't mind trimming off like a ½ an inch every 2 weeks. This wig is really long. That's another thing. When I fully straighten this hair out, it literally touched my butt crack. That was before trimming off the ends. Like it literally touched my butt crack. So I don't mind gradually trimming because it is really long. I said in my original video that I was like, oh, it's long, but it's not too long. This is long. This this is long. And when you really straighten it, you really see the layers. It has amazing layers. Like Like, it looks so good straight, mostly because of the layer. Sorry, I have a mirror down here. It looks good straight mainly because of the layers, because I feel like it would look a little weird if it was like all one length. So that the hairline is still as natural as ever. I am gonna film a video on how I actually like lay this hair and like melt the lace into my hair. I haven't had any issues with the lace. If you guys are on a budget, I highly recommend this wig. If you're trying to be a baddie on a budget, I highly recommend this wig because this is amazing. I mean, I've done updos with this. I've done a little ponytail on the top with this. I've done the middle part. I've done the side part. I've worn it pulled back. I've worn it, I don't know, but y'all, highly recommend this wig. I've gotten a bunch of compliments. It looks so nice. The hairline is still nice. If you have any other questions regarding this wig, just comment that down below. I mean, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.